Today we'll be talking about Misdreavus, the first pure Ghost-type Pokémon, the first Ghost Pokémon in Gen 2, first Pokémon in Gen 2 by Pokédex number to get a Paradox form, and the first Pokémon in the 200s. Up until Gen 4, it was the first one-stage Ghost Pokémon. By extension, it's also the first Ghost Pokémon to get an evolution in a later generation. Its previous PYC dates are September 13th, 1996, July 5th, 1999, April 25th, 2002, February 13th, 2005, December 5th, 2007, September 25th, 2010, July 16th, 2013, May 6th, 2016, February 25th, 2019, and December 16th, 2021. I love the ghost appearance of Misdreavus. Its rounded appearance is distinct from the edges found in Haunter and Gengar. Its eyes are also a lot more friendly than those of the Ghastly line. Anyway, let's get into the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we'll be talking about Misdreavus, the Screech Pokemon whose number is 0 to 100. This is what it looks like. Its type is Ghost. Because this is our first Ghost type, in an info box here, pure Ghost type. We'll talk about the colors. So you got, the Ghost side we've talked about before. Then we got this other purple color, this darker purple color. Now for the Ghost. Ability Levitate, gender ratio 50-50, catch rate 45 or 11.9%. Breeding, a group Amorphous, hatch time 25 cycles, height 2'4" or 0.7 meters, weight 2.2 pounds or 1 kilogram. Base experience yield is 147 in Gen 2 through 4 and 87 in 5+. Leveling rate is fast, EV yield is 1. In special defense, this is asterisk next to the 1 in total. It says 2 in Gen 3, and so then this one would have been also 1 in Gen 3, special attack. Shape is that, has no feet, so it has no footprint. Pokedex color is gray, which I find odd, since the only things that are gray on this image are these highlights, these little highlights here, so that's feels like they could have gone with a much better color for this one. Base friendship is 35. Misdreavus is a Ghost-type Pokemon introduced in Gen 2. It evolves into Mismagius when exposed to a Duskstone. The Paradox Pokemon Fluttermane is said to be an ancient relative of Misdreavus. Biology, Misdreavus is a dark, bluish-green ghost-like Pokemon. While it has no visible arms or legs, its lower half has several small appendages and resembles a ruffled dress. It has 5 red gems halfway around its neck, which are used to absorb fear and use it as nourishment. When defeated in the side series games, its body disappears, leaving only the gems around its neck behind. This implies that Misdreavus retreats into the gems when it has been severely weakened. It has long, flowing lilac-tipped hair. Misdreavus's large red eyes have yellow sclera. Misdreavus gathering energy, you can see that here. Misdreavus lives in caves. As a nocturnal Pokemon, it spends its days sleeping in darkness and its nights startling people with mischievous tricks. Since it loves watching frightened people, it is known to yank and bite at people's hair or sneak up on them and cry and shriek in a way a child would. In the animated series, Misdreavus is shown to be able to use its hair to grasp objects and other Pokemon, as if it were hands. Fluttermane shares a resemblance to Misdreavus. It was theorized to be a giant Misdreavus reborn as a pterosaur ghost. Prior to Gen 4, Pain Split was its signature move. In Gen 2, Psywave was also its signature move. Other Pokemon could still inherit both moves via breeding. Evolution, Misdreavus evolves into Mismagius, so you got Misdreavus, Mismagius. Game data, Pokedex entries in Gen 2 and Gold. It likes playing mischievous tricks, such as screaming and wailing to startle people at night. Silver, it loves to bite and yank people's hair from behind without warning, just to see their shocked reactions. Crystal, it loves to watch people it's scared. It frightens them by screaming loudly or appearing suddenly. For Stadium 2, if you have Pokemon Red, Silver, or Crystal inserted, get the Gold entry, but if you have Pokemon Blue, Gold, or Yellow inserted, get the Silver entry. In Gen 3, Ruby and Sapphire, Misdreavus frightens people with a creepy sobbing cry. The Pokemon apparently uses its red spheres to absorb the fearful feelings of foes and turn them into nutrition. Emerald, a Misdreavus frightens people with a creepy sobbing cry. It apparently uses its red spheres to absorb the fear of foes as its nutrition. Fire Red is the Silver entry, and Leaf Green is the Gold entry. In Gen 4, Diamond, it loves to sneak up on people late at night, then startle them with its shriek-like cry. Pearl, it gets nourishment from fear that it absorbs into its red orbs. In daytime, it sleeps in darkness. Platinum, a Pokemon that startles people in the middle of the night. It gathers fear as its energy. Heart Gold and Soul Silver, their Gold and Silver counterparts. The Gen 5 Pokedex entries are Platinum's entry. In Gen 6, X is Pearl's entry. Y is the Gold entries and Leaf Green's entry. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, basically Ruby and Sapphires, but Misdreavus and Pokemon are now the correct casing. In Gen 7 and Sun, it will use any means necessary to frighten people and absorb their life energy. It practices constantly to hone its skill in causing fear. Moon, if you hear a sobbing sound emanating from a vacant room, it's undoubtedly a bit of mischief from Misdreavus. Ultra Sun,
What gives meaning to its life is surprising others. If you set your ear against the red orbs around its neck, you can hear shrieking. Ultramoon. What makes it happy is imitating the voices of weeping people and scaring everyone. It doesn't deal well with folks who aren't easily frightened. In Gen 8, Brilliant Diamond is very similar to Diamonds, but slightly different, so I'll read it. It loves to sneak up on people late at night and startle them with its shrieking cry. Shining Pearl is very similar to Pearls, but slightly different, so I'll read it. It gets nourishment from fear that it absorbs into its red orbs. During the daytime, it sleeps in the shadows. Legends Arceus. It conceals itself in darkness, sending chills up travelers' spines with its childlike weeping. As it observes the frightened travelers with glee, the red orbs upon its chest let off an eerie light. In Gen 9 Scarlet, this Pokemon startles people in the middle of the night. It gathers fear as its energy. Violet is the Silver entries and Fire Red's entry. Misdreavus in the Alola Pokedex. Misdreavus in the Paldea Pokedex, of course. At night, outside of the Academy, I guess. It's maybe because there's a lot of people there and it's kind of castle-like. That's probably why they have it there. Game locations, side game locations, and events. Held items. In Pokemon Emerald, Misdreavus can only be found in the Battle Frontier. In Gold, Silver, and Crystal, you get the spell tag 2% of the time. In Colosseum, you get the spell tag 100% of the time. In Fire Red, Leaf Green, and Emerald, you get the spell tag 5% of the time. In Legends Arceus, for normal, you get Bugwort 35% of the time. Vivichoke 15% of the time, grid items by level. Alpha, get EXP Candy S 100% of the time. Seed of Mastery 10% of the time, grid items by level. Still don't know how the math works. Stats, base stats, HP attack and defense are all for 60. Special attack, special defense, and speed are 85. This gets a total of 435. Pokeathlon stats. Type effectiveness, damage normally by flying, rock, steel, fire, water, grass, electric, psychic, ice, dragon, and fairy. Weak to ghost and dark for double, immune to normal, fighting, and ground. Resistant to poison and bug for half. Notes, if Foresight or Odor Sleuth is used by an opponent, the opponent has Scrappy, or this Pokemon is given a ring target, the effectiveness of normal type moves is 1, and the effectiveness of fighting type moves is 1. So both will go from 0 to 1. In Generation 2, or if Gravity is in effect, this Pokemon is given an Iron Ball or is affected by Smackdown or Ingrain. The opponent has the ability Mold Breaker, Turbo Blaze, or Terravolt, or this Pokemon is affected by Gastro Acid, or this Pokemon's ability is replaced. The effectiveness of ground type moves is 1. So in Gen 3, it went from 1 to 0, and for the other conditions, it would go from 0 to 1. Learn set by leveling up. 1, Growl and Confusion, 10, Astonish, 14, Confuse Ray, 19, Mean Look, 23, Hex, 28, Psybeam, 32, Pain Split, 37, Payback, 41, Shadow Ball, 46, Perish Song, and 50, Power Gem. By TM, 2, Charm, 3, Fake Tears, 6, Scary Face, 7, Protect, 16, Psybeam, 17, Confuse Ray, 18, Thief, 23 Charge Beam, 25 Facade, 29 Hex, 32 Swift, 33 Magical Leaf, 34 Icy Wind, 37 Draining Kiss, 41 Sword Power, 42 Nightshade, 47 Endure, 49 Sunny Day, 15 Rain Dance, 52 Snowscape, 54 Psyshock, 62 Foul Play, 70 Sleep Talk, 79 Dazzling Gleam, 81 Grass Knot, 82 Thunderwave, 85 Rest, 87 Taunt, 92 Imprison, 94 Dark Pulse, 98 Skill Swap, 101 Power Gem, 103 Substitute, 107 Will-O-Wisp, 109 Trick, 114 Shadow Ball, 117 Hyper Voice, 119 Energy Ball, 120 Psychic, 126 Thunderbolt, 129 Calm Mind, 130 Helping Hand, 140 Nasty Plot, 151 Phantom Force, 152 Giga Impact, 161 Trick Room, 163 Hyper Beam, 166 Thunder, 171 Terra Blast, 177 Spite, 195 Burning Jealousy, 198 Poltergeist, 202 Pain Split, 203 Psych Up, 217 Future Sight, 224 Curse, and 228 Psychic Noise. By breeding, this group gives you Curse, this group gives you Destiny Bond, this group gives you Imprison, this group gives you Memento, this group gives you Screech, this group gives you Shadow Sneak, this group gives you Spite, this group gives you Sucker Punch, and this group gives you Wonder Room. TCG only moves, Tackle on this card, side game data, you got all these. Pokemon Ranger, Shadows of Volmia. In the browser entry, it attacks by letting loose psychic orbs, and ones imbued with loathsome emotions. Guardian Signs. To attack, it spits out imbued orbs with loathsome emotions that make Pokemon tired. These. Pokepark Wii, Pikachu's Adventure, the Pokepark Pad entry. Misdreavus was adrift in sorrow when the piano in the haunted zone was broken. She took comfort in playing Dusknoir's Speed Slam. Pokepark 2, Wonders Beyond. She has a photo studio in Cove Town. She likes to get the scoop with her photos, but what really gets to them is the truth. Evolution data, Misdreavus, Duskstone, Mismagius. Sprites here, so you can see it actually starts off as purple, and sort of pink. I guess it kind of keeps the pink, but they're not as nearly as much pink, I guess. I guess that makes sense for why Mismagius is purple, like it's probably a reference to this. It's gold for the shiny, and it's kind of golden green, I guess. Gen 3, now you've got the proper green color, and these tips are a lot smaller. And then this is still kind of a golden yellow. The sclera in Gen 2 is white, while it's yellow, starting in Gen 3. These are, the gems are sort of pink and gold. They're just kind of both red. Yep. And we got sort of the bluer kind of color in Gen 4 there. And this is back to being green. Yep. And 5. Okay. Gen 6, we got the models. Not my favorite interpretation. I think it's a little bit like, it looks a lot more like hair. These more look like tentacles, almost like fingers. Kind of creepy fingers, which kind of makes sense, I guess. But I don't know. I almost wonder if Fluttermane is making fun of this one. Like how bad that translation is by making it even more exaggerated. But yeah, then these are like darker colors as well. This is kind of more pink and red for the jewels. Yep. The face is a lot better in this one for the models. A little bit better generally. And then you got these models that are much better. Homes, you got those. Other sprites, Malice in Pokemon Super Contests and Missy in Pokemon Super Contests. In animation, got Misdreavus in Pokemon Journeys the series. Got Little Miss and Goes Misdreavus are the two big ones. Got all these, yep. Pokedex entries in episode 259 in Ash's Pokedex. Misdreavus, the Screech Pokemon. Misdreavus are extremely mischievous and like to cry out at night just to startle people. In Diamond and Pearl, episode 11 in Dawn's Pokedex. Misdreavus, the Screech Pokemon. Misdreavus loves being mischievous by pulling people's hair and shocking them. In Journeys, episode 9 in Go's Rotom Phone. Misdreavus, the Screech Pokemon, a ghost type. Misdreavus scares people and gathers up their emotions, which it uses as energy. Got all these, the manga, Misdreavus and Pokemon Adventures, the TCG. Trivia, Misdreavus' first 2 animated series appearances, namely the special television movie, The Legend of Thunder, and the episode Entei at Your Own Risk, both involve members of the legendary beasts trio, Raikou and Entei, respectively. The second and third points I read in the Murkrow video. Misdreavus was the first pure ghost-type Pokemon to be introduced, as well as the only one in Gen 2. Misdreavus' base HP attack and defense stats are the same as Mismagius's, but its base special attacks, special defense, and speed stats are lower. In Pokemon Colosseum, Misdreavus is the only ghost-type Pokemon that can be snagged. Origin, Misdreavus' nocturnal habits of wailing to frighten people and its similarity in appearance to a disembodied head are shared by various mythological creatures. One of these is the Nukakubi, which shares the similarities of nocturnal habits, flying about as a decapitated head and wailing to increase its victim's fright. Another possible source of its origin is the Banshee, a female spirit of Irish mythology, known in modern media for its unearthly wailing and screaming. Its shape also resembles the Teru Teru Bozu, and the typical depiction of a ghost with a bedsheet. The red orbs look similar to a Japamola. Its names in different languages referencing dreams also point to mares as a possible inspiration. Name origin, Misdreavus may be a combination of mischievous and dream. It may also involve mistress, miscreant, dread, and dreary. Muma may be derived from Muma, nightmare, demon in a dream. In other languages, related articles, external links, let's move on.
Now let's watch the first scene featuring Misdreavus.
Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. You're probably not expecting to see the face. Normally, I wouldn't do this, but we are watching Pokemon Chronicles again. In this case, The Legend of Thunder. And that presents a unique opportunity because it is not a DVD. I can do a camera for these. We'll also have another one in the Corsola video, I think, or one of the later ones anyway, where it's also going to be online. So yeah, right now Jimmy, the main character, is brushing his Typhlosion at the Pokemon Center after winning a battle. He's praising his Typhlosion.
You were really awesome today. You're not just getting stronger, you're getting smarter too.
Misdreavus.
It was absolutely fabulous, darling. Correction, it was wasn't just fabulous. It was fabuloso! I did a pirouette in perfect time with Misdreavus, and we knocked them out of the competition on the final note of the song. It was my best battle show yet. The applause was absolutely thunderous. You should have seen it, Vincent.
That sounds amazing! I wish I'd been there. Huh? Hey, look what the Gengar dragged in.
Oh, hey, Jimmy!
Hi, Marina.
Hey, wow! Is that the Cyndaquil that Professor Elm gave you?
Oh, yeah, it evolved.
So it became a Typhlosion. Hello, Typhlosion. I was just talking to Vincent, but I'll be done in 1 sec.
Wait! Don't hang up!
Okay. I think that will lead kind of into the next scene, so I'm going to cut it there, and they'll say that is Misdreavus' first scene in the anime. Let's move on.
Now let's see why people love Misdreavus. Now let's look at fan art.
Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. Nobody sent in fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you who aren't familiar with the series, what we do is we go through these images until we find an image that doesn't contain a Misdreavus. So we've got Misdreavus by Mew-Itty, sort of this fan art that seems to be based on the original sprite. That's kind of fun. Although it seems to be lacking the highlights, that's interesting. But still a fun concept to imagine what it would look like nowadays, I guess. Then we've got Miss Magius by Ki05. So, yeah, you got Miss Magius in the center with a couple of Misdreavus. It's kind of fun. It's like fire. It's a, yeah, very good piece of art. Very nice painting. It's very good. Very Halloween-y. I like it. Then we got Misdreavus by Sailor Clef. So this simple image of a Misdreavus here, kind of interesting colors, the sort of bluer and pinkerish one, I guess. Yeah, it's very good. Then we got Misdreavus by Peachy Key. So this another kind of one that seems to be more. Well, this one seems to be more based on kind of the Gen 4 ones, I guess, sort of that darker blue color. He's got the highlights and stuff. Seems to be holding maybe a Pekka berry. That's kind of fun. Yeah, very nice piece of art. Then we got Misdreavus by Hitoshi Ariga. So, sorry, what? Is this the actual Hitoshi Ariga, or is this a fan who, like, just posts Hitoshi Ariga art? Because that's really cool if it's the actual Hitoshi Ariga, because they're, like, an actual, like, person who does art. Yeah. It's very good art, of course, being it that they are one of the official artists. Yes, you can see it doing a song, and you got a bunch of them, a lot of different emotions going on. Yes. So yeah, very good piece of art. 2013, I guess. We've got Bayonet and Misdreavus by Lixica KM. So you got Misdreavus eating part of the head of a bayonet for some reason. Yes. It's very interesting, just art. Next to the wall is an interesting background. This one doesn't contain Misdreavus, so we'll move on.
Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I won't be streaming tonight as I need to wait until I've completed the Gen 2 storyline to get a Misdreavus. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Unknown. As always, this is my proper outfit, and you'll see me tomorrow.